Hello, hi. Welcome to the Glowing Skin series. I'm Christine Ho, and today I have Abby Michelle. She is a leading nutritionist with the Doctor of Detox and has her own show, Whole Body Beauty. So, hello, welcome, and thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
Oh, yes, of course. So excited to have you.
Skincare and beauty are my passion, so this is perfect.
Oh, of course, that's always a great thing.
Yeah.
Tell us your own personal story.
Yeah, so growing up my whole life, I was raised eating just any old food like cookies, Eggos, Fruit Loops. I ate good food too, fruits and veggies and stuff like that, but I struggled with my skin since probably grade 7, so 12 years old until my early 20s and even mid 20s. And I really had to dig for the cure for myself because I would go to doctors, they would put me on antibiotics, they put me on the birth control when I was in grade 10 to balance my hormones out because that's what they thought was wrong. And so many other things, steroid creams and all these things that were just so toxic for the skin, not really helping the root of the problem. And the root of the problem really was that I was put on antibiotics forever since age of 5 and like probably 25 rounds of antibiotics my whole life. So that just destroyed my gut flora. And because my bacteria, my gut wasn't in balance, I ended up showing it through my skin. So I struggled for so long with that. And finally I was like, this isn't the answer. Nature has the answer for me. So I started looking to nature for what I needed to use to heal my skin. And that's when I stumbled upon proper diet. Nutrition was the #1 thing. You need to heal it from the inside out. I started a gluten-free diet first, and then I went to more plant-based diet. So I cut out all dairy. And when I cut out dairy, honestly, that was like, I couldn't even believe it. Like my skin cleared up within like a week. I was blown away. So that was like the best thing ever. So I found so much passion in nutrition from that because I just saw so much changes in myself that I wanted to share that with the world. I wanted to help other people who are going through those struggles because I know how hard it is, and you can go from so many different places to different places and never find the answer. And I wanted to be able to give people the easy solution. And there's so many things you can do, from changing your diet to getting on the right supplements, cleansing properly, and things like that, that really, really do work.
Oh yes, that's great. That's a very inspiring story. So yes, tell us, how do you recommend people to obtain glowing skin?
So I have a lot of recommendations. I really recommend being on a plant-based diet first and foremost. That's #1. What we put into our bodies is what is going to show through our skin. So eating lots of salads, lots of green drinks and smoothies, drinking a lot of water. And the type of water you drink is so important. You can't just be drinking bottled water, which is leaching toxic chemicals into the water, and then we're taking those into our system. They're screwing up our hormones, and then our hormones are showing through our skin. So we need to be drinking the right water. And we actually have these units. It's a portable structure and water unit. So it provides the water that nature intended for us to be drinking. So what happens is you just hold this end to a tap, and the water just comes out through this end, and it vortexes the water in all different directions and neutralizes any toxins or chemicals that could be in the water, and neutralizes also even like pharmaceuticals or things like that that you find in the water, wipes the memory clean in the water so that it's the healthiest water we can be drinking. And we get like 100% hydration from this water because we're not having to structure it ourselves, because we need water to be in a single molecule structure to go into our aquaporin channels, whereas with most water they're microclustered. So we're not using our energy efficiently when we're drinking just other types of water. So I highly recommend drinking 3 to 4 quarts of water a day. I drink usually a gallon a day, and always structured water. I'll even put essential oils in my water. We have super cinnamon essential oil that's really good, and it helps to kill any bad bacteria, helps to balance your blood sugar levels. And cuts sugar cravings as well. So especially girls during that time of the month, when you get those sugar cravings for chocolate, if you add some super cinnamon to your water, it's amazing. Kills that sugar craving so quickly. So I highly recommend that. We have our daily cleansing tea as well, which it's in this packaging right now. We are rebranding it soon. But this is the best cleanser ever. When I went on that product, went on the tea, when I first started with the Doc of Detox, it totally transformed not only my internal health, but my external skin health as well. Made my skin so much more glowing and beautiful and smooth, and just got rid of any, like, those tiny little bumps that you might find on your skin. Completely went away after that. And then you need to be getting your proper essential fatty acids. So we have ocean essential fatty acids. They're like this. They're really, really good. They look like little beads of gold. And they are gold. They're amazing. And most people take like fish oils and things like that for their essential fatty acids, and we don't actually absorb them properly. So our ocean essential fatty acids are actually from a mammal source, and we absorb them 400% better than any other oil because we absorb them as if our body produced them on our own. So they're really, really beneficial. And then we have our Rosiva. This is for hormones, for balancing your hormones. And that's if you get acne or any skin conditions down here that you want to get rid of, that's all hormonal. So this will balance your hormones better than anything else. And there's no hormones in it. Like, don't go on birth control pill to balance your hormones. That's not good. That's just putting synthetic things in your body. So taking something like this is amazing. And then topical things you can do for really nice skin. I have a couple of things here. We have our silver bullet gel. And this is antimicrobial, antibacterial, absolutely amazing. It hydrates your skin. You can use it for so many different things, from like burns to after skincare, for rashes, cuts, scrapes, so many things. Poison oak, bruises, it's awesome. And then what I like to do is I like to mix it if I have any type of blemish or anything on my skin. I'll mix it with our tea tree oil. Everybody knows about tea tree oil, I think. It's amazing. And then for anti-aging and wrinkles or scarring or anything like that, I like to use frankincense, and I mix that with our silver bullet gel. So those are some things that I like to do for my skin. And knowing if you have a skin condition, knowing what it is, because there's so many things that, like for instance, you could have fungal acne and then be treating it like it's bacterial acne. And there's so many things that actually feed fungus that you're putting on your skin that's not helping your skin heal. So you really have to be cautious of what you're putting on and really know what the condition is of your skin.
Oh yes, of course, that makes perfect sense, and all of it's really amazing advice that you're giving here. So you're actually showing quite a bit of different products. Are these all of these products that you just showed us, are all of them available on the Doc of Detox website? Yeah,
just docofdetox.com. You can find them all there. Yeah. And they're all like really reasonably priced. We make sure everything's very cost effective because we're here to help. We're not here to be just making money off products. We want to help the world.
Of course, that's great. That's definitely a wonderful contribution you guys are doing for everyone in the world. So yes, can you also tell us, are there any tips and recommendations that you have for helping people to avoid feeling older?
Feeling older, definitely. When it comes to the skin or just fatigued, or how
well, let's go both ways, for both looking and for feeling older.
Yeah, so lots of the techniques and the things I suggested with products, those are gonna help you feel so good. You really need to cleanse. That's one of the biggest things. People feel so sluggish because their bowels are sluggish. They're not getting rid of the waste that's in them. And think of the things that live in that waste. We're taking in microbes all the time. Like there's worms, there's parasites, there's so many things that live inside everybody. Not, even if you're super, super healthy, you still have these things in you. That's just part of life. So cleansing is so important. Taking the daily cleansing tea is gonna help to keep your large intestine in pristine shape. It actually improves your peristalsis of the intestine, and it will improve the lining as well. It actually breaks down the waste that stagnates over the years and gets rid of all that waste. So just relieving all of that is going to be absolutely incredible for anybody who's feeling tired or fatigued, drinking lots of water. Water is like the number one thing. Our bodies are 70% water, our cells are 99.9% water. So if we're not replenishing that and detoxing all those toxins out of us, then we're gonna not feel too good. And that's the other thing. Even if we are eating like organic and like doing the best that we can, there's so many toxins, even just in the air that we're breathing. So we do have to be cleansing gently every day if we want to be in the best shape of our lives. And there's also other things that are so important, like getting enough silica, getting iodine in your system, like fulvic acid, so important to be getting those things out of your system. For silica, that's really good for your brain too. Actually, in our brain, we have receptors for silicon. And if we're not getting enough silica in our diet, what goes into those receptors is aluminum. So that's what's causing like Alzheimer's and people to be really sluggish and tired and not functioning properly, is because they're not getting enough silica in their systems. When we're young, we get so much, our bodies accept it a lot easier. So you can actually we're getting it in soon. It's going to be a new product of ours, but it's pure and clean diatomaceous earth. And diatomaceous earth is so rich in silica, and it's so easy to use and take, and it's just a really wonderful product, and it actually will go in and kill parasites and worms as well. So it's like a 2-for-1. It's a really amazing product. And then iodine is so important because that's just good for your thyroid health. That's good, so it's going to help to regulate your hormones, and it's also so good for your bones. If you don't have enough iodine in your diet, which most people don't, what goes into your bone receptors for your iodine is fluoride, and that's what's causing brittle bones. So we need to be making sure we're getting the proper nutrients, making sure we're getting the proper minerals. Minerals are the most important thing. If we don't have the right minerals in our systems, then we're not going to be even absorbing the vitamins we're putting into us. So minerals are first. That's number one.
Oh yes, of course. That sounds like really good, very sage advice. So you did mention several different vitamins and minerals that we should be intaking in ourselves, and some people are not really too prone to taking supplements for them. So things like, silica and iodide, which you just mentioned, like what are some foods that are rich in those that they should start eating?
Yeah, well, they're rich in most foods, but the thing is that the soil that everything's grown in these days are so depleted from minerals that it's really hard to get them in. And that's why I recommend supplementing, because with today's day and age and the toxins that you're taking in and how depleted everything is, you really just can't get enough with how much, even with the fruits and vegetables and all the good things that you're going to eat, it's really hard to get them into your diet. So that's why we do have the supplements. So we make it super easy. Like our iodine, it's not liquid. We actually have a tablet and it's time released. So you get the proper amount of iodine throughout the day. And it's called iodol, if anybody's interested in that. And that's the best way you're going to get it. You can do like kelp and you can do things like that, but you're going to have to eat a lot of it, and you're going to have to continue to eat it like throughout the day. So like things like spirulina and chlorella and all those things are going to be really, really important. But I do highly recommend supplementing as well.
Oh yes, of course, that makes a lot of sense. So, it's just one of those things to where, if you supplement every single one of them, there's going to be so many supplements you're going to be taking every day. So is there any that, would have all of them and, just in one pill so that they don't have to take like one for each mineral, if you know what I mean?
Yeah, so what we actually have is the moringa, which is really amazing. It's the one we use is Zija Moringa. If you're interested, you can check it out on docofdetox.com, or you can give us a call and get more information. We can even connect you with the company directly to talk with them. But moringa is the most dense phytonutrient on the planet, and it is rich in all the minerals, all the vitamins, all amino acids, and it comes in a packet, and you just mix it with water actually. So you don't have to take pills, which is great for people who hate taking pills. So, and it tastes really good. It tastes like a fruit punch kind of drink. Drinking one super mix a day, and if you were to take their plant protein, I highly recommend the Dutch chocolate plant protein by the Zija Moringa. And if you did one of each of those a day, you are like doing great. That has everything you would need in it. We still do recommend taking on top of that the seal oil or the ocean essential fatty acids here. the daily cleansing tea, of course, and then you would take the Iodorol still, because you're not going to get enough of the iodine from the moringa. So it is still really important to be taking those on top of that.
Okay, that's very good. Very well for everyone to know so that they know exactly which items to buy, especially. So of course, so what are some signs and symptoms that, one can see on the skin that you would recommend coming in to see a nutritionist for?
Yeah, so any type of skin condition that you're struggling with, whether it be like even bumps on your skin, that could be hair mites, that could be so many like microscopic parasites that we need to kill. When we can kill those from using different treatments that I go over in my consultations. You can do lots of topical scrubs and things like that that will go in and choke off the parasite, and it'll also help to regenerate the skin. We're going to put minerals back into the skin. And then other things like acne and things like that, we can treat everything internally through nutrition, through proper supplementation. And I can also do different treatments because I do our deep tissue massage and our non-surgical aesthetics. So I actually do a full face treatment using a special technique that helps to break up the internal scar tissue that's found underneath the skin. So from wrinkles and acne and things like that, there's you can feel it, it's like crystallization underneath the skin, and I'll actually break that up and can take like 10 years off somebody's face. It's absolutely incredible. We use our moringa oil for the treatment, which is one of the most healing oils out there. Of course, I already spoke about moringa. You kind of know the benefits of that. So we're going to put that directly on the skin. And then we have what's called our Bioptron light, and it's biophotonic light energy. So it has all the healing frequencies that would be found in the sun, but there's no UV rays. So we have no risk of the damage that the sun can do. And that is so good for so many beauty benefits, aging, things like that, but it's also so good for pain, inflammation. They've used it on like melanomas, and it is a medical device that they do use in Europe for, in the hospitals for healing. And it's a medical device in Canada as well. So we do lots of different treatments with that, and the deep tissue is absolutely incredible.
Oh yes, absolutely. So I remember that it was mentioned before from also from even Dr. Daryl Wolf that you guys do a lot of different procedures that can actually help to take off years off a person's face. So can you tell us all about those?
Yeah, definitely. So that's kind of what I mentioned with the deep tissue work that we do. So it's the non-surgical facelift. So we use, it's an elbow technique, and we use our elbow to break up the scar tissue. So we'll go from the whole face. We'll break up scar tissue around the temple, coming up the forehead. On the eyebrow, you'll find crystallization from people frowning so much. You'll find crystallization all in here, and we break that up, and you can see that their eyebrows just like go back to normal. And even coming up the forehead, you'll find up here from people raising their eyebrows so much, we get a buildup of scar tissue there as well. So we break up the crystallization that you find in here. With the TMJ is such a big area, from people clenching their jaws, from doing so many things that it can really restrict their movement of their face. And you can even, what I love to do is chisel out people's jawlines and bring back and lift up their cheekbones, because they'll get like scar tissue all in here, and it just like rounds out their cheeks. So by breaking that down, it gives them like a lifted effect, and it's absolutely incredible. Even for sinus conditions, we come into the sinuses here and break up any scar tissue from people eating dairy, gluten, animal products over the years, and having a poor diet, not staying hydrated. Scar tissue just builds all up in here. So we go in and break up the scar tissue in here, coming all the way up. And even people who've had like nose injuries or things like that, if you've broken your nose, you're gonna have so much scar tissue here, and that's restricting so much flow. So we go in and break all that up. And then we also come under the lip, or under the nose here with the lip. And people who get the lines, we can break up the scar tissue here and underneath the chin here. And then we can even do for double chins or the hanging skin here. You'll find so much crystallization right under the chin. And when you break that up, this all is released, and it can give like a double chin or a chin lift, I guess. And yeah, it's really incredible. Of course, people need to lose weight too if they actually have like excess weight here, but we can break up the scar tissue that's making it hang.
Okay, that's great. So does it, so when you come in to do all those little different mini non-surgical facelifts, do you actually do all the different things that's involved, like you said, about the weight loss as well?
Yeah, so if somebody wants to come in, I do nutritional consultations with people. I put together the perfect day plan for them to follow each and every day so that they can master their lives, master their health, master their skin. And I would target it around exactly what they need. And then I would do the treatments. So I can do the facelift on them. And it's usually, after one treatment, you can see results, but we usually want to do 3 to 5 treatments for most people. And you're going to get amazing, amazing benefits from that. Not even just appearance wise. I mean, the vanity part of it's great, but it's the benefits you get from just feeling free. It makes you feel so good. Having your jaw being more mobile, relieving any pressure in the head from headaches or things like that. And relieving your sinuses, having you breathe clearly. It even will improve your eyesight. You can see more vividly. So it's absolutely incredible. And even we'll come here and relieve neck pain as well. So it's absolutely incredible. And I am blown away every time I do it. When I look at people afterwards, I'm like, did I actually do that? It's so good. And then we do the Bioptron light treatments as well. So we have that, and we always put the light on their chest and neck while I'm doing their face. And then at the end of the treatment, we put it on their face for more healing. And we do have other energy medicine equipment that we use as well. Like we have it's an amp coil, which is a modified Tesla coil. And there's specific ones that we can do. It sends sound through an amplifier into a coil, and you just rest it on your body. And it sends this sound vibration through your whole body for healing. So there's specific ones for your complexion, for your eyes, for your nose, for your lips, for skin. So it's really cool. We have lots of different things that we can do.
Yeah, that sounds amazing and definitely very remarkable. I'm sure a lot of people will be very interested in learning more about each and every single one of those procedures as well.
Yeah, and we do teach our courses. We have one coming up here in Kelowna in March. We're going to England in June. It's Cloud9 Spa where we're going to be doing that one. We're going to Tampa, Florida in July, and then Michigan in November. So we have lots of courses going on. We actually teach it. So if anybody is interested in learning any of this, you're welcome to come check us out.
That sounds amazing, and definitely something I'm sure everyone will be very interested in learning more about as well. So yes, tell us also about your show, Whole Body Beauty.
Yeah, so it's actually premiering in May, and it's going to be the 2nd and 4th Wednesday and Thursday of every month. So on Wednesday, I'll be doing a half-hour show on beauty from the inside out, talking about skincare, makeup, hair care, body care, just everything you can think of. It's going to be really wonderful. I'm so excited. This has literally been my dream since I was like 10 years old, and me and my brother would make home videos and I would be doing like face masks and stuff. So I'm really excited. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then on the Thursday, I'll be doing a Q&A session. So people can send in all their questions to me and I'll answer everything for them live on the Q&A. And that's all going to be on docstartv.com. So I'm really excited. It's going to be fun. I'll have to have you on for an interview.
Oh, absolutely. I would love to. Yes.
That would be so fun.
Yes, it would be. And so that's definitely something that's very exciting as well. Which exact date does it start though?
It'll be the 2nd Wednesday of May. I'm drawing a blank on exactly what day that is right now, but that's when it'll be.
Okay, that sounds very good and exciting too. So yes, please tell us, what are you most proud of from 2017?
From 2017, well, it's really, I've grown a lot personally and with my career here at the Doc of Detox. I've taken on a lot more things. I'm doing all of our trainings. So I train all of our courses and I'm taking on a lot more consultations. So before I was more just therapist and doing consultations. Now I'm more of a trainer for everybody. So that's really cool. I'm very proud of that. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I've had a lot of personal growth too. Stumbled a lot of new newfound things about myself, just emotional growth, and learning a lot more things just nutritionally that I can do to, I want to stay young forever. So things like that I've incorporated into my life, and I've seen big changes from that.
Oh yes, if you ever find a way to stay young forever, you have to let all of us know, right?
I will. Check out Whole Body Beauty. I'll be sharing all my tips on there.
Oh yes, sounds great. Yeah, so tell us, what are you most excited about for 2018?
2018, I'm really excited for my show, of course. That's going to be really amazing. And I'm really excited to travel and teach our courses. It's going to be so fun. I've never been to Europe, so I'm really excited to go over there. We're going to Toronto in May as well for the Total Health Show. So if anybody's in the Toronto area, that's going to be May 11th. I think it starts on May 11th to the 13th. So come check us out. We're going to have a booth there, and Dr. Wolf is doing a bunch of lectures and trainings. And then we're, Florida and Michigan. So it's going to be a really busy year. I'm really excited.
Yes, that's very exciting. Definitely. So tell us also about the free gift.
The free gift, yeah. So if you go to docofdetox.com/whole body beauty, I'm giving away the Perfect Day nutritional plan that I have as a guide for all my consultations, and then I personalize it for each and every person. So there's so many amazing tips in there for everybody to follow. And if anybody's interested in getting a consultation with me, I will be doing that for a discounted price, which I'll have on the page for everybody as well for the Glowing Skin series, because I'm so happy to be here. So I'm really excited.
Oh yes, thank you. We're so excited to have you here too. Yes, and if you would like to have access to your free gift, be sure to click on the link below. And so yes, I'm trying to think of something else to make sure this show lasts a little bit longer. So let's see here. Well, actually, tell us about your own skincare routine.
Sure, yeah. So my skincare routine, I actually make my own face wash. I use activated charcoal with baking soda and diatomaceous earth, and then I mix it with some coconut oil or moringa oil, depending whatever one I want to use. The moringa oil is a little richer, so I don't use it all the time. Sometimes I'll just mix it with coconut oil, and then I use that to scrub my face, and I'll usually leave it on for a little bit afterwards so that it's like a mask, and then once it dries, I'll take it off. And that's absolutely amazing. Once I started making this formulation for it, I was blown away. When I would look in the mirror, my skin was literally like, looked like I was wearing highlighter over my whole face. It was glowing so much. I was like, this is the best thing ever. So I'm really in love with that formulation. Taking off my makeup, I always usually just use coconut oil, and then I'll use the formulation I just mentioned. And then for oil, I use squalane oil actually for moisturizing, because it doesn't feed fungus. And that's one thing I kind of mentioned. There's a difference between acne, bacterial acne and fungal acne. Even things like most oils can kind of feed fungus because of the amino acids in them, and they actually feed the fungus. So I found squalane oil is the best for my skin, or MCT oil, which is medium chain triglycerides. So it's a form of coconut oil, but just they take out the aspect that makes it solid. So I'll use that for moisturizer. And then I always use the silver bullet gel with frankincense all the time. I do that twice a day. And then if I have any type of little blemish at all, I always mix it with the tea tree as well. So I do that before I put on the oil. And that's basically all I do. I don't really do too much with my skin. I always just make sure it's really cleansed. And then for my body skin, I'll do a scrub as well, just using the baking soda and diatomaceous earth. And then I'll mix it with the MCT oil, and I'll scrub my skin. And that really helps to just exfoliate the skin and helps to break down any hair mites or anything like that. So those are the things I generally do for my skin. And then in the Perfect Day nutritional plan, you can also see some skin scrubs that we do. We use Epsom salts, coconut oil, our lemon lift essential oil is my favorite to put in it. And then you just add some structured water to it and mix it all together, and then you scrub your whole body with it. Really focusing on your lymph node areas to infuse, first of all, the magnesium into your system, and also to just stimulate your lymph nodes to get rid of toxins. And then dry skin brushing is so important too, which we have Bernard Jensen dry skin brushes. Those are the best ones to get. And you just dry skin brush your whole body. We have videos as well of that on YouTube if anybody's interested on how to properly do these things, because there's always a right way to do things, and we want to make sure we do them properly so that we're getting the most benefit out of them.
Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense and very good advice, actually. So that is something that I'm sure a lot of tips that I think a lot of people will pick up on as well. So are all the things that you mentioned available on your site?
Yeah, they definitely are. Yeah. And that's just docofdetox.com. You can find everything there.
Yeah, sounds great. So then definitely tell us about how you create some of these things that you've actually made. So like you mentioned that, diatomaceous earth was good for ingesting, but you're mentioning you also put it in scrubs as well. So how well does it also penetrate through the skin layer?
Yeah, so it's what diatomaceous earth is. It's diatoms from fossils. So there's lots of minerals in diatomaceous earth, and it's scratchy, so it acts as an exfoliator. So it's really good because it causes micro scratching of the skin, so that you're going to get more white blood cells to the area to help heal it and regenerate it. So it's really, really powerful. And another thing is too, it helps to kill worms and bacteria. So by putting that on our skin, it's helping to kill any of those guys that are living on our skin, not just in our body. And then the baking soda mixed with it is also helping to exfoliate the skin. And then you can do, I said mixing it with like an MCT oil or a coconut oil is great. You can also mix it with something more. If you have a skin fungus that you're dealing with, you could mix it with actually vodka. And vodka acts as, it chokes it off. It suffocates them. So if you're but you have to remineralize the vodka. So you have to put things like diatomaceous earth in it. You have to put magnesium in it. You have to put these things in it so that it's beneficial for your skin. You're not going to just put straight vodka on your skin. That's like putting isopropyl alcohol on your skin. You're not going to do it. So you have to do them properly. And if anybody wants to know exactly how to do these things, you can call us at the clinic, and I can give you the proper tools that you need to do to properly do it right. And the number for us, if you're interested in that, is 1-855-900-4544. And I can guide you through that if you're dealing with a skin fungus or any type of condition like that.
Well, definitely, that sounds like an amazing thing that you guys are offering, and definitely very good advice that we should all follow. So yeah, tell us about some of the other minerals that you guys have also been, a lot of the minerals that you have been mentioning, especially throughout this interview. So you're mentioning different other things like silica and iodide as well. So tell us more details about those.
Yeah, well, the silica, like I said, I like to use the diatomaceous earth for that. We're getting ours in soon. It'll be called Pure and Clean Diatomaceous Earth. So you'll be able to find that on docofdetox.com when it is available. Our iodine, that's the iodoral. And then we have our magnesium, which is called Mag Infusion. And they've done lots of studies with different magnesiums. This magnesium specifically showed so many more benefits than any other magnesium because it gets through it sparks your neurotransmitters. So they could actually see light sparking off the neurotransmitters when ingesting the Mag Infusion. So it's absolutely incredible. I'll mix the Mag Infusion in with skin products, and I'll also take it internally. So it comes with a little scoop, and you would just do 1 to 3 scoops 3 times a day. You can mix it in with smoothies, or you can just take it in a glass of water and drink it. It doesn't taste the best if you do it that way, so you can mask it with something if you don't like the taste. And did you mention a different mineral?
I believe you mentioned iodide as well.
Yeah, the iodoral, yeah. Did you want to know more about it, or just?
Oh, I just wanted you to explain in more detail the different minerals and, supplements that you guys were offering so that the audience can learn more about all of them.
Okay, yes, the iodine, the iodine supplement is the iodoral. That's really good for thyroid support. It's going to protect your thyroid from radiation, and it's so important for everything in your body. It's going to help to regulate hormones. It's going to get that. It's going to help your hormones because it's for your thyroid, right? And then for your bones as well. Like I mentioned, you have receptors for iodine in your bones, and if you don't get enough iodine in your diet or taking a supplement, you're going to get fluoride going into those receptors instead. So we really don't want that happening, because then you're going to have brittle bones, and that's what causes osteoporosis. Not a calcium deficiency like most people think. It's and yeah, that's another thing. People think that they should be drinking dairy to get calcium, when there's actually proteins in dairy that leach calcium from the bones. So don't be fooled by the marketing that these dairy industries are putting out there, because it's not accurate at all. Dairy is not good for your skin. It's not good for your gut health. It's not good for anything. I call it liquid pus. That's what it is. There's so much pus in dairy products. There's mucus in dairy products. Like it's taken from, like, we're humans. We're not meant to be drinking another species' milk. We were meant to drink our mother's milk when we were babies, and that was it. We're not meant to continue drinking another species' milk. There's no other species on this planet that drinks another species' milk. It's just, yeah, it's just not right. So if you want beautiful skin and a beautiful body, stay away from dairy.
Okay, well, you know how there's milk that's not just from cows. There's also different things like soy milk, rice milk, almond milk, different things like that. So what can you say about those types of milks?
Yeah, my favorite is coconut milk. That's the only one I ever drink. Almond milk is great too, but there's also, they fumigate almonds. So if you're not getting it from a good source, if you're not really making it yourself, you don't really know exactly how that's being processed. So the safest bet for me is going with coconut milk. I don't recommend rice milk or soy milk either. Soy can act as estrogen in the body, so that can throw off your hormones. And rice milk, I don't like the taste of it, for one thing, and it's just not as good as coconut milk. Coconut's my favorite. And you can get lots of different kinds. You can get coconut cream if you're putting it in your coffee. There's the thicker coconut cream. It tastes so good in your coffee too. And making your smoothies with coconut milk, it adds a bit of a coconut flavor to them. I think it's delicious. I always do like kale in my smoothies, lots of greens in my smoothies with coconut milk, protein, the moringa protein, like I mentioned. And it's just so delicious. It makes them so creamy and good.
Wow, that sounds great. It's just one of those things to where I don't like coconut. So if there was another milk that I
okay, then I would go with almond if you don't like coconut. And do organic almond.
That's definitely good to know for those of us who, don't like the taste of coconut. So just in case.
There is actually the one brand, I don't know if it's everywhere, but the one brand of coconut milk that I get, it's so delicious and it doesn't have a flavor. So I have that one for certain things, and then I have a coconut flavored one, like that has more coconut in it, for other things when I want a coconut flavor. So I recommend trying that brand out if it's in your area.
What was the brand name again?
So Delicious.
Oh, So Delicious. Oh, okay. Yeah. I thought you were describing it when you said so.
Yeah. No, it's a good brand name for it, because it is. It's so delicious.
Oh, okay. Yeah, definitely very good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, tell us more about, other substitutes that people can use in place of dairy.
Yeah. So depending what it is, like we already went over the milk thing, but for instance, cheese, if you're wanting a cheese substitute, there are so many recipes for nut cheeses that you can make. So using cashews is usually the most popular base, and they're really good. You can find lots of recipes just on Pinterest. And they're even starting to sell it in stores too. So I highly recommend checking one of those out. And they do have other vegan cheeses, like there's like the Dea cheese, which is a brand, Dea. It's a vegan option, but in my personal opinion, it's processed and it doesn't have the best ingredients in it. There's like potato starches, corn starches, and things like that. And it doesn't taste as good as the cashew or the nut butters or the nut cheeses. So I highly recommend trying those out first. if you want something that's going to be really good. And for butters, I recommend just using coconut oil, or if you don't like coconut, there are vegan options for butter as well. So you can get like the Earth Balance vegan butters. Those would be the best ones if you're going to get one. Or just using a type of oil. MCT oil is already liquid, but it doesn't have the coconut flavor in it. So you could use that for a butter substitute.
Okay, that's definitely very good, very helpful advice. So also, would you definitely recommend that people should be going vegan to help with their own skincare routines?
Yeah, I highly recommend it. Honestly, it changed my life. I cut out gluten first. That was the first thing I cut out because I was having a lot of digestive problems, and my cousin was celiac, and I was like, maybe I'm celiac. And so I just cut things out, and it really did. It transformed my body. After 2 weeks of cutting the gluten out, I wasn't ever overweight or anything, but it literally looked like I lost like 20 to 30 pounds of just water weight because I was holding on to so much because of the gluten. So when I cut that out, it was life-changing. And then I cut out dairy shortly after that. And that's when I was like, finally so happy, like my skin transformed. And then I cut out meat after that. I went off and on. It's my whole life cutting out meat. I never really enjoyed eating it, but when you're raised with it, you kind of just do it. So I was really happy when I finally cut that out. Animal protein isn't as good as people think it is. Think about where the animal gets its protein. The animal gets its protein from plants. So you're getting a second, like a hand-me-down protein when you eat meat. So I highly recommend sticking with plant-based proteins. You can get chickpeas, black beans, eat an avocado every day, get lots of healthy fats in. Cacao butter is so good for a natural fat. And I will say coconut oil again. Coconut oil is great if you have 1 tablespoon of that twice a day. Amazing. And other proteins like the moringa plant protein, if you're doing a shake of that a day, or any plant protein is wonderful if you can't get the moringa one. There's so many ways to do it, and every vegetable has protein in it, so you're not going to get a protein deficiency. Nobody's ever died from a protein deficiency before. And just making sure you get all your amino acids. It's so important. We have a couple things. So there's the moringa one. Like I said, it has all your vitamins, minerals, and amino acids in there. And then there's also our SON formula. It's a master amino pattern, and it's 99% absorbable. It's really good for weight management, muscle building, and boosting your energy levels. So I really enjoy taking that, especially being plant-based. I always take 4 of those every morning, and that's going to help to build. It provides the building blocks for your protein. So the SON formula is wonderful. What are some other plant proteins that you could add into your diet? I really like doing like a lentil soup once in a while too. That's really rich in protein. And quinoa. I'll always sprinkle quinoa on my salads. I'll put quinoa on my salads, or even chia seeds, hemp hearts. There's so many options.
Okay, yeah, that's very good, very helpful. So I'm sure there are a lot of people who cannot go full-blown vegetarian or vegan. So what do you recommend for them?
I highly cut out dairy first and foremost. That's the #1 thing. Gluten is also really bad. And if you can't give up like the pasta or the bread or the whatever it is, know that it's your bad bacteria, it's parasites, and it's worms in your system that control your taste buds. So you need to cleanse. If you can't cut out certain things from your diet because you feel like you absolutely need them, just know that there's something controlling that, and it's not you. So cleansing out is so important. And when you do cleanse out more, you don't get cravings for the bad things anymore. Sometimes I'll be like, oh, I really want that from something that I had in the past. I'll be like, I haven't had that in forever. I think I want to try it. And it's like disgusting now. I don't even think it's good. So I've completely transformed bad things in my body to good things. And now those bad things that I used to think were so good aren't good anymore. So it's really important to cleanse out, cut out the dairy, try to cut out the gluten. There are gluten-free options that you can switch to, like quinoa-based things, or different grains that aren't going to be so harmful on your digestive tract. So switching those things out first, and then cutting out the meat will be easier once you get rid of some of those things. So you don't have to do it all at once. I didn't do it all at once. It took me 5 years to really get everything together. Like it didn't happen for me overnight. It was a process. So just do the best you can every single day.
Okay, yeah, definitely very helpful. So yes, and also, you know, with the supplements that you mentioned before, there were so many that you were saying to take all at once here. Like, let's say people are saying, I can only just take one. Which one would you recommend total?
Well, it depends what their need would be. So like the moringa is going to give you everything. So that's the best thing that you could take. The moringa, Zija moringa, if you're interested, you can give us a call if you do want to get on that. And cleansing, this is going to help you so much, the daily cleansing tea. And those would be the top two things because you're going to get the most benefits out of those. But yeah, then the ocean essential fatty acids, these are liquid gold, like I was saying. Good for your joints, good for your skin, good for your gut health, good for everything. Brain health, nerve function, it's just so important.
So yes, absolutely. That sounds great. And so do you have any other tips and recommendations you can share with everyone that you haven't shared yet already?
Yeah, let's see here. One thing that is so important is your emotions attached to your skin, because if you're dealing with a skin condition, chances are you're thinking about that skin condition. You're not thinking about having beautiful, healthy, glowing skin. You're thinking, I have acne, I have wrinkles, I have this, I have that. If you start switching that to a positive affirmation, writing it down in your journal every night, saying it out loud as often as you think. These are, if you take our Braveheart online emotional training, we talk about these wristbands, we call them love bands. When I was struggling with my skin, I would catch myself frequently, more frequently than I would like to admit, but I would be like, I have a pimple, I have this, I have that. And it would be so often, every time I had that, I have beautiful skin. I have beautiful skin. And I would replace that thought with a positive thought. Honestly, within weeks, it transformed so much. Like my skin cleared up, and I didn't realize that I had such a negative attachment to it, and I was infusing negative emotions, causing it to just stay bad and get worse with every thought that went through my head. So when you can change your affirmations to being positive about how you look, that's gonna show through. It's gonna transmit through. So that's so important. Some affirmations that I love to do are, I have beautiful skin from head to toe. I have perfect skin. My skin is glowing. My skin is beautiful. I have youthful, beautiful skin, things like that. And if you just say those things over and over again, your subconscious will start to believe it. And that's going to reprogram you. It's going to reprogram your skin, and you're just going to be so much better off with that. And you're not going to be thinking about it in a negative way anymore. And you're going to have that energy that you're putting towards thinking those thoughts towards good things and not having to worry about that anymore.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely very helpful advice. Definitely something that I believe is very true too. So that would definitely help a lot of people with understanding. Yes, mindset's very important too when it comes to skincare.
Yeah, very important.